Hi friends, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program that is organized by Shri Gyan Manchre Vidyapith. Friends, try to recall what we did in our last lecture. We studied about the basic two types of tissue, plant tissue and animal tissue. How is the plant tissue bifurcated now? Plant tissue is bifurcated as meristematic and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is further bifurcated into three parts. That is apical, lateral and intercalary. These things we have already studied in our previous lecture. In this lecture, we are going to study about the permanent tissue. Now, basic things about the permanent tissue are already discussed with you. Permanent tissue is of again three types: simple, complex and special. Simple tissue is of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. While complex is of two types, that is xylem and phloem. Coming to special tissue, that is also of two types, that is protective and glandular, but you are having in your content only about the protective tissues. Okay, once again, meristematic tissue is of three types, while permanent is of again three types. Let us see this with the help of our next slide. The basic classification of permanent tissue. Because we are going to study permanent tissue, you can see how the basic types of permanent tissues are displayed over here. This is what we started yesterday. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem, phloem, protective and glandular. This was the content that we did yesterday, but again a quick look at whatever part we did yesterday from this part, that is parenchyma. There are many functions given in your book, and all those functions will be collectively given in form of a table. Finally, you will need to learn only that table. All the functions will be covered in it. Okay, if at all you feel yet you have any doubt, then you can contact me. This is the basic bifurcation, and as we discussed today, in the last lecture regarding the parenchyma, the buoyancy, that is the lotus is able to float. That is because of parenchyma. A part of parenchyma, that is arenchyma, has the air molecules, and because of that it is able to float. It is happening because it is having some kind of space in between the cells. One more thing, important thing about the parenchyma that we discussed in our last lecture was it is also responsible for the juice in all the juicy fruits. Okay, so these are the two basic points which are quite important, and whenever the category is done, in that the main important functions are this. Then about its structure and occurrence, then for that we'll see a table at the end. Whatever part you have to memorize, that I'll tell you that this you have to learn. Before that, you just have to study the content. Okay, now let's move further. This we have already done the parenchyma tissue. It is responsible for the juice in the fruits. It is present in the root, flower, leaf, stem, roots everywhere. Whichever tissue it is ultimately providing the mechanical strength to the plant. Then regarding some of the points we have already discussed, that is their help, the shape. Okay, they are polyhedral. Then all the vegetative activities is carried out by the parenchyma tissue. They have space between them and they act as a storage for the food and water. Then about some of the important points of parenchyma. In hydrophytes, as we discussed, the intercellular space between the cells, it becomes wide and it is filled with the air, and that is called as parenchyma and is responsible for the gaseous exchange. Chlorenchyma, then it is the one that is having the chloroplast with it, and that is called as chlorenchyma. So this was the part that we already did in our previous lecture. Now, next particular thing, we'll see the images of the parenchyma and chlorenchyma. The very first is the chlorenchyma, the next one is parenchyma. Okay, and this is the common view of the any parenchyma tissue. This is how they look like. You can see the shape. Okay, so that is what you have to visualize. Now coming to the next type of tissue, that is chlorenchyma tissue. This chlorenchyma, just have a look at the image. It's a GIF image. What can you see? In the beginning you are seeing right now, that is it is having some thickened corners. What these thickened corners are of now? These thickened corners are made up of pectin. What are the thickened corners made up of? Pectin. Now what exactly pectin is? Pectin is the material which is present in the ripe fruits. Okay, so whenever generally you might have seen there is a jelly-like substance. That jelly-like substance, like that only the pectin is. The texture of it is somewhat something like that. And you can see over here in the next session right now this, that more wind is blowing yet nothing is happening to the plant. बहुत बार आपने ऐसा नोट किया होगा कि ज़्यादा हवा चलने से काफ़ी बार ऐसा होता है कि प्लांट पूरा का पूरा गिर जाता है. प्लांट पूरा गिर जाता है लेकिन लीव्स को कुछ नहीं होता है. That is just because of the tissues. Okay, they are providing the mechanical strength. So now we'll have a little bit of details regarding the chlorenchyma tissue. This again, some of things are there in your textbook, some of them are not there. It was discovered by Skeldon, and this particular person, about him nothing is given in your book, but it is just for knowledge. You should know that who was the person who had explained this. Again, they are having intercellular space like the parenchyma tissues. Okay, and the junction between them is filled by cellulose. Is a common thing because wherever there is cell wall there is cellulose. It is present everywhere, but along with it, what is the extra thing? It is pectin. As I said, it is generally present in all the ripe fruits, and moreover in the jams and jellies like thing, it is like that. and they are longer than parenchyma. As compared to parenchyma, they are a bit big. If we talk about the tissue, then they are the living mechanical tissue, and they are having the supportive function that we saw. Each and every tissue, whenever it is coming to the short, you are writing the short note. Each and every tissue is somehow providing the mechanical strength to the plant. So, whenever you forget to write any particular thing, you can just write the basic common thing about any tissue, that it provides it gives the mechanical strength to the plant, and it also provides the flexibility and strength to the young ones. That is the one that are growing. Whatever part is growing to them. Okay, so now we'll have a look at the image of it, collenchyma. Okay, this is how it is having the thick walls. It is also having some intercellular space, that is space between two particular molecules. You can see over here, this particular are made up of pectin and cellulose. Now next type of tissue. Okay, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Let's have a look at the next type of tissue, that is sclerenchyma. Now you can see over here, sclerenchyma tissue, it is having thick cell walls, and these cell walls are made up of lignin. What are the cell walls made up of? Lignin. Generally, sclerenchyma is occurring in two parts. Okay, that is as shown over here. First, little bit about some of the concepts about it, and then we'll discuss about how it is bifurcated in the form of lumen and sclerites. They were discovered and coined by Metanus. Then they are long, narrow, and they are pointed towards the end, and the walls are lignified. They are dead cells. Remember, the first two tissues were the living cells, while these one are the dead cells. It imparts hardness to the plant parts and gives the mechanical strength. Whichever part you are learning, you have to keep this in mind, that they are a part of tissue, and ultimately they are giving the mechanical strength to the plant. Now let's move further. This is how they are divided. The sclerenchyma fibers, you are having its longitudinal and transverse section. Basically, before we do this, one small thing, fiber and sclerite. This is how the sclerenchyma tissue is bifurcated. You can see the opening. At the opening, it is tapered. It is having thick wall, and what is this thick wall made up of? It is made up of lignin. You can see pits over here. Okay, what is meaning of pit in Gujarati? In Gujarati, pit means khado. So, there are some kind of pits that are observed in the sclerites, and this is how the lumen is looking like. Where is generally sclerenchyma tissue found, or what is its basic function? Generally, in all the northern hemisphere part, we are having the spices. Then you might have heard about the husk of the coconut. Okay, means the coconut होता है, उसकी जो मलाई होती है, उसमें it is which type of tissue? It is this, that is sclerenchyma tissue. Then it is generally found in the grit of the fruits, that is jit thadiya hoy, it is generally seen. Okay, so that is about the sclerenchyma tissue. Now we'll have an overlook at the whole particular part that we did right now: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma in the form of the table. So here it is, the whole table. This is the part that you have to learn and you have to mug up. And all the things that are there in your book have been included over here. First thing, that is parenchyma, where it is present. It is forming the outer layer. These are the things by which you have to learn, and almost all the points will be covered. Parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. First of all, where it is formed? It is formed at the cortex, that is the outer layer. Coming to collenchyma, it is generally found in the leaf midrib. What is now leaf midrib? This is a new concept for you. There is a leaf, and in this leaf, this is called as leaf stalk. What is this called as? This is called as leaf stalk. That is the blade. And what is the next thing called as? This is the leaf stalk and leaf midrib. This is the leaf and this is the this one is the midrib. Okay, so generally it is present in the leaf midrib. That is where they are generally present. Coming to sclerenchyma, where are they present? They are present in the husk of coconut, and that is in the form of fiber when they are, and sclerites. When they are in the form of sclerites, they are present in the grit, that is the thodia of the fruits. Coming to the characteristics, the basic shape is oval, spherical or polygonal. When they are oval or spherical, then they are isodiametric. Remember? Means they are having same diameter. They are oval, spherical or polygonal shape. And how is the shape of sclerenchyma? It is bifurcated into two types: fiber or sclerites. If it is fiber, then it is spindle shaped. If it's sclerite, then it is generally oval. You had a look at it in the before part only. This is how the sclerite looks and this is how the fiber looks like. Okay. Next, yes, cell wall. Then cell wall is, if we talk about parenchyma, it is made up of cellulose. Coming to collenchyma, then in it is made up of pectin, and here it is lignified, that is, it is made up of lignin. Remember that the secondary cell wall, it is made up of lignin, where the pits are observed. Intercellular space means space between two cells, that is there in this two while not there over here. Okay, next, functions. It will store water in all the juicy plants, and the gaseous exchange and buoyancy in the aquatic plants is responsible because of parenchyma tissue. Then, coming to collenchyma, they provide tensile and mechanical strength, and so they are also called as mechanical tissue. Just try to recall that GIF which you saw right now in the today's lecture. Lots of wind was blowing, but the plant was not falling, and if it is falling, then the leaves are not getting destroyed. That is again because of collenchyma tissue. It prevents the wind from tearing of leaves. Okay, wind will not be able to tear the leaves. Last part, that is the sclerenchyma tissue. They form the protective cover over the seeds and the nuts, and that's why it is present in the seeds of the fruits. They are commercially exploited, and the best example of it is the flax, which is generally called as ulsi. Your mother might be knowing it, and it is present in jute or hemp, which is the spice in northern hemisphere. Okay, so first of all, note down this whole of the slide. I'm giving you 2 minutes time to note it. Once you note, we'll move further on next types of tissue, that is complex permanent tissue. Be quick. Be quick and note down this. You have to memorize only this much part. Today we have done only about collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Be quick in noting so that we can move further. If you'll observe all the points that are written in your book and you'll compare this, you'll see that most of the things, that is 90% of the things, are covered in this part. We'll have a look even at the textbook which you are having. Be quick. You have 1 more minute. After that, we'll see xylem. So I hope that you have noted down the content. Now let's move further on the next particular portion, that is the complex permanent tissue. Just have a look at this particular part. What you can see over here, you can see that any plant is able to make its own food because of the presence of water and minerals. Now, how is the movement of water and minerals happening? It is happening because of the vascular tissues, that is this complex permanent tissues, which are xylem and phloem. Before I teach you about xylem and phloem, by looking at this particular part which is there displayed on your screen, you have to tell me that how is the flow of water or minerals, whatever it is, unidirectional or bidirectional in this particular xylem and phloem. The image is shown to you, xylem and phloem. Can you see how are these particles moving and how are this moving? You can see that over here there is the conduction in only one direction, while in phloem there is conduction in both the directions. So xylem is generally conducting water, Okay, we will learn what it is conducting about all its parts. But what you have to learn from this particular slide? You have to learn that in xylem, the flow is only unidirectional. That means in only one direction there will be flow. Coming to the phloem, then in phloem, it will be bidirectional. That is in both the directions there will be flow. Okay, this is very important part. In xylem, it is flowing in one particular way only. It is the flow of anything, whatever it is water only, water and nutrients, some only in one direction. While in phloem, it is in both the directions. Now, moving towards the next slide. Now, the next slide. In the next slide, you can see about the movement of the particles. As we talked in xylem, there is just one way flow, while in phloem it is two-way flow. In xylem, for the movement, the water and minerals are used, while in phloem there is the movement of water and food, and in phloem for food. Okay, this is how you have to remember. Food and water, for both the conductions, complex permanent tissue is bifurcated into two types, xylem and phloem. Xylem for water and mineral conductions, while for the conduction of food, phloem, there is water as well as food. Over here, in both directions the flow will be there, while in xylem the direction will be just one. No end walls are there between the cells and they are stiffened with lignin. This particular portion is of lignin. And here the cells, they have end walls with perforations. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about in detail about the xylem vessel. Okay. Let's have a look at it. Okay, xylem tissue. Here it is, its four parts. Which are the four parts? They are as shown over here. Tracheids, vessels, fibers and parenchyma. Into how many types is xylem tissue divided? It is having its four parts. Which are those four parts? Tracheids, vessels, fibers and parenchyma. Tracheids, vessels, fibers and parenchyma. You can see the tracheids over here. If you just observe the tracheids, then you can see that the lumen, that is the opening, is wide, while at the end it is tapered. At the end, the ends of it are tapered. Okay. Once again, into how many types is xylem divided? It is bifurcated into four types. Tracheids, vessels, fibers and parenchyma. If we talk about the tracheids, then you can see that these tracheids are how they are arranged, and at the lumen, that is the opening, is quite wide while it is tapered towards the end. Okay. We will understand about all four parts now with the help of one table and a diagrammatic view. Tracheids, they are tube-like dead cells which you saw even over here. If you observe, these are long tube-like structures. The lumen, that is the opening, is wide and they are tapered towards ends. Coming to the next part, that is vessels. You can see that all the vessels are stacked one before the other. In the diagram that you saw over here, one over the other, एक के ऊपर दूसरा, they are like that, this arranged. One over the other, one over the other, one over the other. In that way, the vessels are arranged. Okay. Next, again back, These are the vessels, they are forming long stack one over the other and they are possessing pits, that means any under khada hoy. Why are these khadas? Because of ultimately they are helping in the conduction, so they need that. And where do they occur? In angiosperm. Now what is this angiosperm and gymnosperm? This is a part that you are going to learn in biodiversity. Coming to parenchyma, these are the living cells. So what will they do? Parenchyma, all the parenchymas are living cells and they store food. While xylem fibers, they are having very thick walls. Thick walls. That is the part that you have to remember. Okay, only this much is to be learned in xylem. Once again, let us have a quick look at all the four parts of the complex permanent tissue. Tracheids, vessels, parenchyma and xylem fibers. Tracheids, they are tube-like dead structures. The side walls are lignified while the lumen is wide and they are tapered towards the end. Coming to vessels, they are stacked one above the other and they are possessing pits. Coming to parenchyma, then they are living tissues which are storing food. While xylem fibers, they have very thick walls. I am giving you 2 minutes time to note down these particular points. You have to learn up, or I will say in proper words, you have to cram only this much. Okay? So learn it quick. You are having exactly 2 minutes to learn it and note it. Once you note, we'll move further. Be quick in noting. Last few seconds you have to note, after that we'll move further. Okay, now let's move further. Here you can see about xylem fibers, how actually the xylem is. First of all, just have a look at this. Inside any particular plant, you can see there is a conduction. So for xylem and phloem, in this way the conduction occurs. If we talk about xylem, then in xylem, only in one direction there will be flow. And here is about the xylem, xylem vessels, xylem fibers. See, these are the vessels. The tracheids which are stacked one over the other, the vessels. The tracheids, you can have a look at them. And okay, so that is about today's content. Let us have a quick look on whatever part we did today. For kind information, we did today 2 types of simple permanent tissue and 1 type of complex permanent tissue. First of all 3 types of this is sclerenchyma and before that collenchyma. Parenchyma we have already discussed. Very quickly we'll have the collenchyma tissue. Okay, so collenchyma, you can just have a look at it. It is able, the mechanical strength of the plant is because of this particular tissue, and moreover it is having the thick corners which are made up of pectin. Okay, and there is no wear and tear. They are generally occurring at the midrib, leaf midrib, and so only the leaf doesn't get teared off. And some of the important points, they are longer than the parenchyma, and moreover they provide the flexibility and strength to the organ. Coming to the next particular part, sclerenchyma. They have thick cell walls. No need to remember who had discovered it, because it's not going to come in your exam. It is just for information. Moreover, the side walls are lignified. They are occurring in two parts, that is fibers and sclerites. You can have a look at it, the fiber and sclerite. The lumen, you can see how it is. It is containing the pits also. And here is the bifurcation about all the three types of tissue, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Occurrence, they are generally occurring at the cortex and the medullary, that is the vascular band, which is the xylem and the phloem. Collenchyma, they are occurring in the leaf, epidermis, leaf stalk and at midrib. Coming to sclerenchyma, where they present, if we talk about fiber, then that is present generally in husk of the coconut and in the grit of the fruits. Shape oval polygonal, while here oval polygonal similar. Here it is in two types, fibers and sclerites. If it is fiber, then it is spindle shape. If it is sclerites, then it is oval. Coming to cell wall, cellulose, pectin and lignin. Coming to the next part, intercellular space, it is there and not there. Coming to the basic functions, the buoyancy, the gaseous exchange and the juicy material, that is because of the parenchyma tissue. Coming to the collenchyma tissue, they provide a tensile strength and it prevents the wind from tearing off the leaves. Coming to the sclerenchyma tissue, then they are generally commercially exploited. The best example of it is the fibers flax, jute and the hemp, and they provide a protective covering over it. Let's now move further. Then we talked about the complex permanent tissue. With the help of this image, we said that xylem, in them the conduction is just in one direction, while in phloem it is in both the directions. Next is over here. Only there is one way, that is waters and minerals are moving, and thus inside the cell wall over here, wherever the place is, it is filled with the lignin. While here it is the dual way. Then about all its four parts, that is vessels, tracheids, fibers and parenchyma. Tracheids, you can see over here, they are tapered towards the end, and the lumen is quite wide. Vessels, they are stacked one over the another. Coming to the fibers, then you can see that how they are arranged. Okay, so the next part was the part that you were asked to learn up. Side walls are lignified, lumen is wide and tapered towards the end, trachea, they are stacked one over the another. Possess pits, parenchyma, it will, in that living cells are there, so it will store food, while the xylem fibers, they have the thick walls. Okay, then we saw the next particular way, the various GIFs, so that the things about the content become clear. That's all for the content of the day. Thank you so much for listening to me. Before we wind up your today's work, you have to again learn the content that we did, that is the three types of simple permanent tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Learn it and send me the video. Okay, be very active in the biology sessions, because this is the content that you have to learn up, and you have to because it is a bit difficult to learn, so you have to learn up more over here. Okay, things are to be understood very quickly, but when it comes to learning, it is a bit difficult. So do the daily work daily only. That's all for the content of the day. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a very good day. Bye bye.